Hey cousins, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Chrissy Pips. Listen, in today's video, remember when we talked about learning how to learn on IG? Yep, today's video is about learning how to learn. I'm gonna give you guys some of the tips and tricks that I've run across, that I've been using since I've run across them. Some long time, some short time, but I want to give you guys the tips on how to learn things faster, because the funny thing is, some of the books that I've been getting into, if you guys are following me on IG, I was telling you I was reading Limitless by Jim Quick. The Pomodoro method came up in that book too, so I'm really happy I can share that with you guys. But as always, if you're here, you're interested. So let's get into tip number 1. Okay, so I'm warning you guys, these 5 tips are not gonna be like popular, okay? These are gonna be the things that you've heard before that you didn't do before, and I'm just telling you, like, I've been doing them and they work, okay? So tip number 1 is a dopamine detox. Yes, and I'm gonna drop the do's and don'ts for the beginner version of the dopamine detox here in the video, on the side over here. And what I want to do is actually put out the full dopamine detox in Instagram, so you guys can see all of the rules. If you're gonna do beginner, intermediate, or expert, I have it broken down because my team and I do it, my son and I do it. But have you been one of those people who like binge watches personal development content? Are you like tired of just procrastinating after you watch that content because you are not like getting results from the content that you watched, and you think that you're putting in the work? And if this doesn't sound interesting to you, trust me, you're the person that I'm talking to right now. Because one of the things is, your brain is actually not your friend, okay? Like, you know, you have those natural instincts, right? Those natural instincts are to protect you and to protect your body and to protect your well-being. So your brain automatically has those like rigged in, right? But the problem with that is, if you are presented 2 different options, your brain is always going to lean you towards the one that says, hey, it's more dopamine in this, so let's do that part, right? So your brain is not your friend. It's always going to urge you to do the thing that is like the path of least resistance, right? That's the problem. Everybody's focused on instant gratification. But while you're going through this journey, you need to start working on things that give you delayed gratification. So I'll drop the do's and the don'ts. Yes, when I do mine, we do not do any TV, any electronic devices, no laptops, no computers, no tablets, no cell phones. We only listen to like relaxing lo-fi music that's not very stimulating. Me and my son, we play a lot of games, like board games and card games and stuff like that. Because we don't have any electronic devices that we're using, we meditate, we write, we journal, we take walks outside. I like to try to garden, but I'm not good at it. So if any of you guys have gardening tips, send those my way, because my thumb is not green. But yes, like, the dopamine detox is tip number 1. It's not popular. A lot of people don't do it because it's hard to do. When I send out the full version on Instagram, you'll see what I mean. But let me just tell you this too. My son and I don't watch TV during the week. Okay? Now I do, like, he has his cell phone after school, after homework and things like that. And we do play this game on our tablets called Heyday. But it's kind of relaxing. It's super relaxing to me. But I try to limit the stimuli. So he only has a certain amount of time to be on his phone for social media, surfing and stuff like that, because I let him have an IG account finally. But we limit that during the week. Okay? We binge watch TV on the weekends, unless our one weekend a month that we're doing our detox is that weekend. But yeah, so just, that's tip number 1. It's not popular. But I'm giving y'all the goods today, the stuff that's been working for me. Because what happens is, when you start getting into your work, because you have reduced amounts of dopamine in your system, when you do things and you actually achieve goals, you finish things, your body's going to give you that dopamine that you need, but you're going to be able to associate it with things that you need to do for your business, that you need to do for personal development, you need to do for yourself, for your trading if you guys are trading. These are the things that help. You have to reduce instant gratification and kind of increase delayed gratification so that you can see the results. Okay, so tip number 2 is get some sleep, please. Please get some sleep. So your brain, when you're sleeping, regenerates cells. It removes toxins while you're sleeping. Your body needs that time to regenerate. The funny thing is, what is it? I think it's 20%. Your brain uses 20% of your body's oxygen and nutrients. And when you're sleeping, you actually breathe deeper. So you get more oxygen to the brain. When you are resting, your body is processing all of the food and things that you've been eating. And you can actually utilize those nutrients, because hopefully the last meal of the day is one of the healthiest. Okay? That's, please. But please, please, please get enough sleep, because one of the things that you want to do is give your brain the ability to recoup from the day, especially if you've had a trying day, like a long day, something that's giving you a few challenges during the day, or if you're trying to learn something new or trying to do something that takes you outside of your comfort zone. Give your body the rest that it needs. Give your brain the break that it needs to go ahead and get you ready and prepared for the next day. Okay, one of the tricks that I use for sleeping as well is to ask myself a few questions about the goals and things that I'm trying to accomplish the next day. So subconsciously, while I'm sleeping, my brain has something to work on while we're resting and giving it enough nutrients and oxygen. Okay, so tip number 2 is get enough sleep. For you coffee drinkers, I want to address you guys first. If you drink coffee that is rich in antioxidants, and that has higher levels of caffeine, that's actually good for your brain. So you don't have to get rid of that. I would say moderate it to just the beginning of your day instead of like the mid and end of your day, because you need to get the sleep we just talked about, right? So coffee drinkers, cool. But for everybody else, listen, we gotta eat. I don't drink coffee, so we gotta eat healthier. Fun fact, 60% or about 60% of your brain is made up of fat. And about half of that is comprised of omega-3 fatty acids, okay? So increasing the amount of omega-3s that you're getting in your diet is gonna be very, very healthy for your brain. A lot of fish has healthy amounts of omega-3s in it. And omega-3s have been linked to some research that says that omega-3s can slow the age-related mental decline process. So if you have if as you're getting older, you feel like you're forgetting more and things like that, increased levels of omega-3s in your diet, along with sleep, along with those dopamine detoxes, and the other 2 tips that I'm going to give you can definitely help you out. So we got to eat healthier. Other brain foods are avocados, which I am okay with now. I'm starting to find ways to incorporate avocados into my diet. So the easiest thing, like I can do a piece of avocado toast. I'm working on it, y'all, because avocados taste like weird butter, but I'm working on it. So I've found like different little things like melted cheese and stuff like that with the avocado toast. So that avocados are good for you and your brain and your body. Blueberries are good for you. Just different shakes. I take a ginkgo biloba pill in the morning because, you know, it's linked to healthy brain health. Whatever. Y'all know what I mean. But listen, eating healthier is a really, really, really big deal for you. So make sure that you are getting into more healthy eating habits. I'm not saying you have to have like this, oh my goodness, I am only gonna eat everything that's good for myself and my body. Did you know like dark chocolate's actually good for you too? So yeah, I'm not saying like eliminate the things that you like. What I am saying though is eat more of the healthy things for your brain and for your body, and try to reduce the amount of non-healthy things. Y'all know I love cheesecake. I'm not eating any cheesecake right now and things like that. I've actually reduced the amount of dairy in my diet reduce the amount of red meat in my diet, except for like the occasional steak, like a filet mignon, because they're 4-ounce steaks or whatever. So yeah, just kind of make some healthier choices with your unhealthy choices, because I'm not eliminating chocolate in any way from my diet. I don't encourage you to either if you love it, okay? But we do got to do better for our brains and for our bodies. So tip number 3 is to just eat healthier, okay? Okay, on to tip number 4. Now this one is a long one because it has 8 parts to it. Trust me, it's possible to do at least, I think it's 7 of them together, because 2 of them are similar. Well, okay, so tip number 4 is to work on your study techniques, okay? And part of working on your study techniques, the first thing that I need you to do is to create a scheduled time when you are going to study, okay? When you're creating these new habits so that you can achieve your goals, so that you can like do more, be more, right? You need to have it in your schedule because you need a way to hold yourself accountable. Now, one of the things that I think is a good idea is to find different good study environments that you can go to. So if there is like a Starbucks or something that you like a coffee shop or something that you like, go there. If it's like a nice little relaxed cubbyhole you can find. If there is that nice little spot like where I am in the corner of my couch by the window, go ahead and do that, right? If you want to go ahead and find 50 pillows and put them in your bed and, study that way, do that also. But find different places to study that are all relaxing and conducive to like a healthy study environment. The next thing that I need you to do is, if you have not already taken a deep dive into the Pomodoro method, please do it. The Pomodoro technique. Please do it. Please do it. Please do it. Please do it. I'm reading Limitless by Jim Quick. He reinforced the Pomodoro method or technique. I'm going to keep saying method, and I think it's technique, but y'all know what I mean. But I've actually done that going through his book. Like, there's a spot in his book where he stops you and says, hey, going forward from this point forward, promise you that you are going to go ahead and read this book only in Pomodoros. So you can take them from 10 to 25 minutes. You know what your focus is, how long your rate of focus is. So 10 to 25 minutes with a 10 to 15 minute break in between, 4 of those, and then the longer break at the end of that 4th one. So please, please, please try it out. The theory behind why Pomodoros work is because your brain doesn't remember long periods and pieces of information. That's why I try to keep these videos short. Your brain doesn't remember long pieces of information. So what you have to do is, or what the Pomodoro technique helps you do, is to create lots of starts and stops, because you remember the beginnings and the ends of things. Creating those additional starts and stops in your learning process is going to help you retain more of the information faster. Okay. So the next one that I want you to think about, if you haven't already done, is SQ3R. Skim, question, read, write, and review. Oh no, read, recite, and review. Like write starts with an R. Read, recite, and review. So skim through whatever you're reading. Go ahead and put down some questions, what you want to get out of it, what you hope to achieve, what you hope to find out, what you hope to learn. Write down some questions so that you can go into your reading with that thought process, and then read it, right? Recite things that you might have taken notes on, and then take a review of your notes. Okay, SQ3R works very well. I do use that technique. It's crazy, okay? The next one is going to be the environment again. Like, with making that schedule, make sure that you're in a good environment. Then calming music. I love personally to listen to lo-fi. I love lo-fi music. I like upbeat, up-tempo stuff. You can also listen to Mozart. Lots of studies have shown Mozart helps like memory, like in brain synapses and things like that. So Mozart works, but I like lo-fi music. Like, I like a nice rhythm, a nice up-tempo beat, but no words, so I can still study and pay attention to what I'm doing. And I have it on a very low volume, pretty much just to drown out background noise. You can also try listening to white noise, which sounds just like static, or rain sounds that's also soothing and relaxing, but don't get too soothed and too relaxed, because we don't need you drifting off when you study. Okay, but calming music definitely helps. Don't forget, when you're starting your study sessions, to remove any distractions. Put your phone on do not disturb, especially if the kids, the husband, everybody's at home. Put your phone on do not disturb. Just so y'all know, any friends or family watching this, if you sent me any text messages, if you have sent me any messages on social media, I have turned off all messages except for Kevin and his school. Those are the only people who can get through on my phone. It's not a do not disturb setting. I've turned off push notifications for every app on my phone. The only person that's allowed is Kevin and his school. And then when he's home, his school does not get access either. And that is so that, because everybody always calls me and says, hey, you busy? Well, chances are if I answer my phone, I'm not busy, right? Just like before, if I was answering your text, I'm not busy. But what happens is when you hear that notification go off, your brain starts to wonder, oh my goodness, I wonder who that was. I wonder what they wanted. Let me check my phone. And you're in the middle of doing something. So now I have times where after I finish doing something, then I'll check my phone, I'll scroll through social media, respond to text messages and things like that. But now I have uninterrupted learning time for myself. Trust me, like, people will probably be mad at you, but you will not be mad at you. So go ahead and try just turning off the notifications, removing any distractions. Like, put the dog outside, make sure the kids ate and probably are in bed. Make sure the husband's taken care of, right? Make sure the wife's taken care of, guys. And go ahead and sit down for your study techniques, your study sessions. And if you're doing them in Pomodoros, you're only going to be doing about 25 minutes. So the world can wait for you for 25 minutes. Okay? So remove distractions. And then have smart snacks like cashews, pistachios, blueberries, things like that are brain food. Have some like brain food snacks during your study session. It helps. That is one of the things that I love. The last thing, the 8th thing as part of tip number 4 is the color-coded notes technique. Okay? I have 3 colors that I use. One is for how I'm going to use the information from the book that I'm reading or from whatever I'm listening to. When I take my notes, how is one color? Why I want this information is another color. And then if I'm reading a book or if I'm listening to a podcast or something and I'm taking notes, I have another color that is specifically for ideas that pop up during that part of whatever I'm reading or listening to. So that way, when I go back through my notes, I can look at just the hows, just the whys, or just the ideas if I want to go back and create content and things like that. So this has been tip number 4, long tip. Y'all get what I'm saying, but let's move on to the next tip. Okay, so finally, tip number 5 is the Pareto Principle. Okay, the Pareto Principle states that 80% of your results are going to come from 20% of your actions. 80% of your results are going to come from 20% of your actions. So do you always feel like you're busy, but you're slow to see results? Do you always feel like you're busy and you're getting little things done all day? Like you're knocking out the little things all day, like these 5-minute, 10-minute, 15, 20. You're knocking out all of those, but you're still slow to see results. Well, the problem is that you are prioritizing things that are outside of that 20%. Remember, it's 20% of your actions, right? 20% of your actions are going to give you 80% of your results. So write down the things that you need to get done. Write down the things that you need to get done and then reprioritize the list for things that are most important. The most important things are not going to be the small, quick things. But if you get the most important things out of the way, the things that are going to give you the bigger bang for your buck, the things that you don't want to do, but you need to do because they are good for you or your business or your family or your life, make sure you prioritize those at the top of your list, because 20% of your actions are going to give you 80% of your results. If you guys have never heard of the Pareto Principle, please look it up. I will drop a link to the Wikipedia for you because that's where I did my research. This was my first time learning about it, and it makes so much sense as it relates to us prioritizing our lives and prioritizing our business, prioritizing our personal development as well. Now, hopefully, part of these 5 tips will be used by you guys. Hopefully, all of these 5 tips will be used by you guys. Let me know in the comments below if there's something that you learned from this video. Let me know if there's something that you would like to see in another video, like a part 2 or something like that. Go ahead, share the content with anybody who you think can get some value from this as well, because, you know, it helps the channel. It helps me. I love you guys, like comments and things. I love responding to you. But that is going to wrap us up. I told you I want to keep these videos short because I want to keep them in Pomodoros, okay? So you're not like binge watching hours of content when you only need about 20 minutes, okay? So hopefully you guys are having an absolutely amazing morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.